Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. It's the final days of our Black Friday sale. Recharge this season with a bundle of cozy, soothing comfort. Now only $17.99 for our C2 mattress and base, plus free premium delivery. Prices higher in Alaska and Hawaii. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Time is precious, and so are our pets. So time with our pets is extra precious. That's why we started Dutch. Dutch provides 24/7 access to licensed vets with unlimited virtual visits and follow-ups for up to 5 pets. You can message a vet at any time and schedule a video visit the same day. Our vets can even prescribe medication for many ailments, and shipping is always free. With Dutch, you'll get more time with your pets and year-round peace of mind when it comes to their vet care.
Are you going through the worst breakup of your life right now? Or are you struggling to see the other side, struggling to see the light? Well, I have a little topic that we might be discussing today, and it's all about how maybe your breakup could be the greatest gift that ever happened to you, and it taught you things that you would have never learned if it wasn't for the breakup that you're going through now. And I thought I would bring on a special guest today to help me deal with this topic. Mimi Ikonn, please join the stage.
Thank you so much for having me, Chiara.
Of course.
Very grateful and honored to be here with you.
Yeah.
And excited to talk about this topic because we all have a little bit of an experience on this.
Yes, we
And
do.
we can discuss, share, and kind of normalize it as well.
Yeah. And I think breakups are such an important part of life, and I think you can try and avoid it as much as you can. But I think at least once in your life, to most of us, we go through a breakup. But before we get into that, if you don't know who Mimi is, Mimi, you are co-founder of Intelligent Change, which is the #1 destination to all things self-growth, self-help. You founded the 5-Minute Journal, which if you don't know what the 5-Minute Journal is, I actually have 2.
Thank you.
I have the Dior one.
You do?
Yeah, I
that.
do.
That one is very, very special.
Beautiful. And basically, if you haven't heard the 5-Minute Journal, it's basically a journal that you dedicate every day 5 minutes to your day, listing your gratitudes and what you're grateful for. And yeah, it's just amazing to have you on, because I remember looking at the 5-Minute Journal and now you're here on the podcast. So it's such a 360 for me. So thank you so much for coming on and sharing your insight on all things love, breakups, and self-growth.
Thank you for also creating this platform where we can sit and honestly discuss these very important topics.
Yeah.
Like you said, breakup, love, relationships in general. These are all things we as humans will go through and will need to learn through. And I just love with your content, whether it's on Instagram or here on your podcast, how real you are. I think personally, the reason I love you so much, I followed you before we met in person. And then when I met you, I'm like, I love her even more now because it's so nice to meet someone in person. And when their energy in real life is just as real as it is on camera, and how humble
sometimes
you
it
are.
isn't.
Yeah, it isn't. A lot of times
Yeah,
it isn't.
yeah.
I know you were slightly disappointed.
Yeah, never meet your idols, they say.
Yes. So I love that. Just for anyone who is listening, she's even better in real life.
She's amazing. Mimi is
Thank you.
amazing.
If you love me, let me fly away. Maybe I'll come back to you. Maybe I won't.
So,
But yes.
what are we discussing today,
So
Chiara?
today I want to discuss breakups. Obviously, this is something that we've both been through, and I just wanted to ask you just a question or any word of advice that you have, because I, as someone who's been through several terrible breakups, actually, we probably have opposing things on this, because my breakups were pretty bad. Yours have been very amicable.
Very amicable.
Like the most amicable I've ever seen in my life.
Well,
which-
maybe your parents. I don't know if your
my
story
parents
is
are
out there,
amicable.
but
Yeah, my parents are divorced.
Our
and-
story reminds me of your
Yes.
parents' story, which
Yeah.
is so beautiful as
Yeah.
well.
What is your #1 piece of advice that you could give to someone who's also going through a breakup, whether it's amicable or difficult? Like, what's the #1 thing you could advise to anyone who's listening?
I think as we're going to this topic of breakups, and before I even give the advice, I want to acknowledge that breakups are fucking painful.
Yeah,
Can we
they
swear on
are.
your podcast?
Yeah, you can swear.
You know, I think the overall theme today will be that it can be a miraculous experience, right? We can go through this, expand all of that. But let's just acknowledge that it's freaking painful
Yeah.
and nobody wants to go through this experience. So
Yeah.
when it hits you, it's always a surprise or a shock, or maybe it's something that is slowly building up in you or your partner, and then eventually, you know, it explodes and ends up as a breakup.
Yeah.
So number one advice I would say is embrace it, you know,
Embrace the
because I
pain.
think when breakup happens, it happens for a reason. Nobody goes through a breakup if things are quote unquote perfect. And when I say quote unquote, I mean no relationship is perfect, right? Every relationship has something where there is a point of tension or potential for growth. And I think that is normal, right? Like in every relationship, this is what makes a relationship exciting, is that maybe your partner is completely different, or maybe you're similar, but your lifestyles are different.
Yeah.
And you find a way to understand each other and grow together. But ultimately, you have the same vision, you have the same values, and you're going in the same direction and you're choosing each other. That is a relationship.
Right.
Now, if one of these things is missing, then you end up in a breakup, right? And then, you know, a lot of times when you go through a breakup, people will say, I'm so sorry. Oh, you went through the break. So sorry.
Yeah.
Right? And I remember because when we publicly announced with Alex, my ex, who I've been with for 16 years, married for 13.
Yeah, that's why I wanted you on. I was like, what is
Yeah.
it like doing a long-term breakup? Because like I've only
I
had
was a baby
short-term.
when I met him.
Yeah.
Don't try to figure out my age.
You're beautiful.
You can Google it.
You're gorgeous, stunning woman.
But like, thank you. It was a public relationship. So when we announced it, people were shocked because we were like the perfect quote unquote couple again. Because nothing
I
is
had a
ever
similar
perfect.
situation with you.
And then, you know, one friend, so I got like tons of messages on Instagram and obviously like personal messages on WhatsApp. And one friend sent me a voice note and she said, I'm so excited for you. Because all the other ones were like,
Oh
I'm
my
so sorry, I'm
God.
so sorry. And
Yeah.
this, and she was so excited. And she's like, listen, this wouldn't be happening if it wasn't meant to be. And that was really powerful because I think there's a shift, right? You can either be the victim of your situation or you can feel empowered by why this is happening and own it. Take responsibility of why you ended up with this person in the first place. And then why right now, in this moment, you have decided, whether by choice or not,
Yeah.
to go separate ways. And yes, again, I want to acknowledge that it's still painful.
Yeah. Even
No
if it's
matter-
amicable.
Yeah, even if it's amicable, even if it's your choice. In my case, it was my decision. And it's even harder when it's you making the decision to
Yeah.
break up.
There's no
because
guilt.
100%.
'Cause you're like,
Especially as a
yeah.
woman, especially in my case as a wife and a mother, you question yourself because also if you have a somewhat decent, good, healthy relationship,
Yeah.
but something in you is telling you it is no longer aligned or it's not serving your personal growth or it's just something feels off,
Yeah. And you have to trust that
right?
gut.
Do you honor it or not? So the number one advice is this is happening for a reason. Embrace it, because if you're going to fight it, you're going to be a victim. And if you're going to be a victim, you won't be able to actually use the miracles of this challenge to help you grow and
Yeah.
expand through the experience. And whether you are going to end up back with this person or be with another person, because we never know what will happen long term,
Yeah.
right? You will go in the process. But if you choose to be the victim, you end up going in the same cycles and repeating
Yeah.
the same cycles with
Or if
different
you
people.
fight it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've had that
I
before.
mean, fighting is not going to work, right? Because you can like chase someone who doesn't want to be with you.
Yeah, exactly. And like, but even fighting the pain of going off of after the breakup, you know, for me, this was 4 years ago, it took me a long time to get over my first love because
Tell me.
I was avoiding the pain of it.
You were not processing.
And
yeah.
instead entering another relationship immediately
Like
after.
a Band-Aid. Yeah.
A Band-Aid and filling the void with someone slightly similar to him, you know, but
I
that
understand.
that never works, you know? And like in the last year, this is the first time I've been single in 5 years, and I've been single for a year now,
I love it.
basically.
Good for you.
It's been challenging because
know.
I have had times where I felt so extremely low and so extremely like just feeling super alone and wanting to just like have that external validation or have someone to like fill that. But I'm like forcing myself, even if I'm like crying myself to sleep at night, which happened like 3 days ago. I was like, oh my God, I literally don't have anyone to text before I go to sleep. And then I was like,
You
what?
can text me. I'm also alone and lying in bed. At the moment, nothing is forever.
Nothing, exactly. And that's the other thing. Everything in life is temporary. So that's another question I want to ask you. Do you think there is one person, person for you?
If you asked me this question 2 years ago, I would say absolutely. There's a soulmate. You find your soulmate. It feels right, feels aligned. You choose each other, and it's like a perfect movie. And then you're happily ever after.
Yeah.
This is what we grew up on, right? Like all these Hollywood movies,
Like the Prince Charming.
No
Saints,
wonder we struggle through a breakup because you're like, this was meant to be my person.
Yes, yeah.
And things were good, obviously, if you chose to be in a relationship with someone for a period of time, whether it's 1 year, 2 year, 6 months, 16 years, you know,
16
they
years,
were
yeah.
good. And that's why you chose to be together. You don't anticipate that it will end at some point. And then it does. And I think that's a very hard truth to swallow for all of us. And then also pick up yourself and again, open yourself again
because
to
it feels like
dating,
a failure.
right? And the way I have changed the story, because I think the most powerful thing we can do is become aware of how we narrate our life story. Because we are the person who is narrating it here internally. And also as we express to our friends, family, anyone on the podcast, right? You get to choose the story. And in my case, I have chosen a story that is empowering. First of all, I'm so grateful. I even got a chance to fall in love and have such a relationship. In my case, yes, also longevity was long. But again, I don't think it matters. It's like, how alive did you feel in the relationship is what matters. Whether it was 6 months, 1 year, or 16 years. Because some people are in these long-term 30-year relationships, but they
don't feel anything.
Can't stand each other.
Yeah.
And they live completely separate lives.
And people view that longevity as success. You know, back in the olden times, it's like if you had your 60th wedding anniversary, that's like, that is the perfect idea of a relationship and a marriage. But they could be together 60 years and just not have any interest in each other, which
absolutely
has happened a lot in the past.
So the question to ask yourself is, how do you define your relationship success? Personally, for me, is I need to feel alive in my relationship.
Yeah.
I need to feel this eros, which is this like aliveness where I feel like I'm drawn to this person. I'm learning something through this relationship, through this experience.
You're inspired.
I'm inspired, but both of us are growing, right? It's reciprocal as well, because obviously if it's not, if nothing is going to work. But at the end of the day, some people are lucky to have, or fortunate enough, because I think, again, it's all stories, right? Some people are meant to have that story until the end.
Right.
And they're happy to stay in it, whether it's happy or not, that is their choice. And that's not up for us to judge. Some people never meet anyone, never fall in love in their whole life.
That's
I
crazy.
mean, to me, that's really would be sad.
Yeah, that I've been in love once and not since. And I think for me, that's another
How
thing.
did you know you were in love? I'm so curious. This is a whole different topic.
Yeah.
But like,
How did I know?
short, like.
I think for me, it was like the intensity, but then I don't know if that was passion, but I've never felt anything stronger. And I've never I remember giving him a massage. And if my first love his is right now, it's actually whatever. I mean, we made up and we made peace.
That's
and
great.
I met his girlfriend. She's so nice. She's so lovely. But I gave him a massage and I remember just weeping on his back. I was like, I'm so lucky that this person came into my life. And I was also a little bit of fear. For the first time, I'd be like, I don't know what I would do if I lost this person.
I can resonate with that. I think when we're truly in love, we see the divinity of another human. And those tears, it's like this overwhelming
Yeah, I was just like, wow.
sensation. Like, I see you and I feel you and I love you fully, like all of you, right? Like when we are truly in love, we don't care if a person is sweaty or if they're sick or if they're,
you think everything is
you
cute.
know, they could be covered in mud head to toe. You're like, they're the most adorable thing, right? That is true love. And also accepting certain quirks about their personality, maybe that you don't appreciate. Again, that is true love. Like you're not trying to mold them or change them, or that's a whole other topic.
I think with him it was more a first love.
Okay.
Because there were some things that I didn't like so much. So maybe.
Okay. That's all. Yeah.
Yeah.
We need another episode for that. But
Yeah.
going back to breakups, I think, yes, I believe now that there are chapters.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, and some last a long time, some are short. But ultimately, the goal is not the longevity, but is who do you become through the process of this relationship?
We're just going to take a pause there and we'll be back after this break.
So you think that there could be someone else in the future that could also be a soulmate? So you think...
I think you have multiple soulmates, 100%.
okay.
And even friends are soulmates as well,
That's true.
right? It's just we are not romantic with them.
Yeah, I think it's just society has put instilled in us that there's only one person for us. And I think that's what, as you said, when you break up, it's so much
Sometimes
more
you lose a
difficult.
person, right? Like you don't mean to, but like people
Yeah.
pass away, they get sick, they get into an accident, like things happen, you might lose a person, but like there's still a chance to meet someone else. It's not, you're not meant to like suffer now. And what if you're young and you lost your person? Like these things happen. It's real life.
It does.
What are you supposed to do? Suffer for the rest of your life and never open your heart to love? This is the truth and reality. We can choose to believe in a fantasy, you know, that we've been sold by Hollywood, or we can see life for what it is. And like, if you've ever truly loved someone, and I think that's why, for example, my relationship with my ex, Alex, is still very open and loving. How can you go through the breakup? And I'm not saying you need to continue staying best friends with them, but how can you not make anyone a villain in the story as
Right. Like no blame.
well? Take full ownership.
And I
take
think,
full
yeah.
responsibility.
But you're mature. You're both mature people. And I think maturity is not the most common thing, I would say, nowadays.
It takes a lot of inner work.
I was
That's all.
extremely immature with
That's
my
okay.
breakups.
That's okay.
So
It
with
was
my
the first one for you, probably, right? Like
yeah, but then
proper-
even the ones that I had like 2 more relationships after the first love, and they didn't end well. And it was very immature and
Okay.
ego driven
That's
and very
fine.
much like, I'm in pain, so I want them to feel pain, right? This is kind of where it comes from.
Okay, but you can see your own pattern. This is
Yeah.
the work you need to do. And again, these people are coming to your life as a mirror to project that you need to do this work.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I've done this year.
And it's good that you're giving yourself the space, because I think it's also very powerful to just sit with yourself and your feelings.
But also, if you are going through a breakup night right now, just witnessing the change in the once you do the actual work, once you embrace the pain, once you go to that place which is difficult and go through that attachment and kind of break that attachment from that person, remove yourself and grow on your own as a person, the kind of different people that you start attracting in your life is crazy. I feel like I have upgraded. Like I met Alex, for example, which led me to you, which led me to Intelligent Change, which led me to another friend of mine, which then led me to doing breathwork classes every week, which now I'm doing ice baths. I'm going to an ice bath tonight.
I love it.
But that wouldn't have happened without that domino effect of
'Cause you've
meeting
expanded.
Alex.
You've expanded. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's almost why I'm saying this episode. I really do believe that this breakup that you're going through, or any breakup, could be the greatest gift that ever happened to you, because as much as you think it's so difficult now, that pain is what makes you stronger. And I know it's so cliche, but what doesn't kill you does make you stronger.
I love that quote. Yeah.
And you grow through what you go through. And yeah, I'm just...
Yeah, the only way out is through.
You cannot
cannot
side cut.
bypass. Yeah.
You cannot.
Yeah.
Because actually, if you try and cheat, the mountain gets even higher. And the climb is actually even harder if you try and bypass the healing work.
Well, it's simple. Life is just going to keep bringing you same characters, different names and
Yeah.
ages.
And even harder lessons because
Yeah.
it's like, well, you didn't learn that time.
Yeah.
So I'm going to shove it in your face a little bit more so that you really learn this time. And I did.
Oh, I can so resonate.
Oh, I
think we all
so
can.
did. Yeah. I was like, I don't want to see. I'm happy. I'm ignorant. Ignorance is bliss. No. You can't run away. You can't run away from God. I have one more question because obviously you've had a very, well, at least from what I can see, you tried to view life with the glass half full. It's even through the
Always.
breakup with Alex. You know, you were together for 16 years. You have a girl together, like a beautiful girl. And to anyone who's also going through a long-term breakup, who's been breaking up, it's been like an 8-year relationship or longer, because I only really have experience of like short-term breakups. What advice can you give with, for example, a marriage breakup or when you have children together, how to navigate that with ease and trying to, I guess, view the glass half full? Like, what advice could you give?
So many things we could unpack here.
Yeah.
But just with this whole idea of a glass half full, have you read the book Alchemist by any chance?
Yes.
So it's one of my favorite books, if not the
And
favorite
Paulo
book. By
Coelho, is
yeah.
my favorite author
I
in the
love
whole
him.
world.
I have to tell you a story about him, how I ended up having dinner at his house. But we don't have time for this. But anyways,
He's
this
my
is
favorite author
my
ever.
favorite book. Why? Because since I was a child, I read it first when I was a teenager in Toronto. I just moved there and I read it in my English class. I love the story how he's searching for treasure, you know, and as he's going through this journey of ups and downs, how in the end he finds his treasure, but it's kind of, I don't want to give away the story, but there is a twist there. But I think in life it's very similar, right? It's seeing the challenge as the treasure. So whenever challenges happen in my life, I always say, bring it on, because I take shit and make gold out of it. Right? So like this is, again, the narration is so powerful because difficult things will happen to all of us in relationships, in business, in friendships, in parenting, whatnot. But again, what do you do with the challenge? My thing is like, I alchemize it into gold. I mean, like right now, don't know if I can publicly say it yet, but anyways, I've been offered to write a book on the transition. And I'm like, I'm going to create the biggest movement to help people who are going through transitions.
Yeah.
Because this is what you do. You take shit and you make gold, you know?
Yeah.
So what do you do if you're going through a long-term relationship breakup, whether you've been married, you have kids, you don't have kids? It's difficult, right? It's a new chapter. And ultimately, it's about, again, seeing this and telling yourself the story that, and you're not just telling yourself a story, it's the reality is that this is a time of transition. And during a time of transition, what happens is, it's almost like if you were a little crab in the shell, you know, the reason this is ending is because the shell has become too small for you.
Right.
And it's such a vulnerable time because as a little crab, you have to leave your shell and you have to go look for another. You have to search for a bigger shell.
So vulnerable.
But while you find the other one, you're really vulnerable. You have nothing protecting you. So give yourself grace in the transition period, A. And B, have full faith that the reason it ended is because it's not serving you anymore. It's too small.
Right.
You need to grow and expand. And this is such an exciting time for your personal growth.
Yeah.
Have you heard of a term, self-possession?
No.
So this is something I've learned recently on my journey of also writing this book and going through my personal growth journey. So self-possession is the opposite of like losing yourself. So it's like owning yourself.
Okay.
So somebody who is self-possessed is someone who is very secure. It's about owning your emotions, your energy, your desires, your authenticity. So my intention for myself, for example, right now as I'm going through this journey is to become the most self-possessed version of myself.
Yeah, same.
And also, as I will go into my next relationship, because it's inevitable, because I am such a lover. I love life.
Yeah.
Like love is like the most
I love sharing it, you know? You want to just
most
share it.
beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And I believe in it because I've experienced it. I believe in it. But also, I want to use this time of transition as an upgrade.
That's
for
how
myself,
I feel. That's how I feel.
Right? And also to be a better partner in the next relationship.
Yeah.
I can sit here and honestly admit that in my previous relationship, I was too emotionally reliant on my partner.
Right.
He gave too much. He didn't have to do all these things, but he was such a great partner. He did. But in a way, he self-abandoned because he was afraid to lose me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay. None of us are perfect. We do this. These dynamics are normal in relationships.
Yeah.
But as you get out of it, you can see the pattern very clear.
Okay.
And I'm thinking, first of all, how can I become more self-reliant?
Yeah.
Yes, interdependence, but not codependence, right? It's important. We depend on each other in a relationship.
Yeah.
But codependency is like,
I need
become
you.
Anxious. You become suffocated. Like,
And I'm
he
an
leaves.
anxious
What
person.
if he dies? What if, we all have both. Honestly, I think different people will trigger different things in us.
Oh, for sure. I've been avoidant in some relationships and I've been super anxious in others.
Isn't that interesting?
Crazy.
Right? How you can literally see how other people will mirror different parts of ourselves. And this is the beauty in a way of being in different relationships. Because when you're in one stable one, you're learning different lessons. So for example, with my ex, Alex, he's a very wonderful, secure partner, but I never became aware of this anxiety in me because he always was there to soothe it. And the moment I got out, I was like, whoa, who is this anxious girl? I didn't even know.
Yeah.
I had a fear of abandonment. I was so anxious if somebody doesn't text me for like a day or two. Because he always was there. He was always holding the space. He was always texting back very quickly. And it was such a blessing to see that, gosh, this is the work I need to do. So I think this is the advice, is use this transition as an opportunity for your own personal upgrade.
Yeah.
Because once you're in a new relationship, you're dealing with different things. You're dealing with their trauma, again, new patterns that you see in yourself that they're projecting to you. It's going to be different work. The more you can upgrade, the better your next relationship will be.
And do you think it's also better to take as much time as you can alone?
I don't think life is black and white, babe.
Yeah.
I think it's like we just got to surrender to the flow and have faith.
Okay.
Sometimes it will be a year. Sometimes people do jump from one to another because that's what it's meant to be.
Yeah.
I don't judge, right? We listen and we don't judge.
We listen and we don't judge.
I think there's different stories. I think there's definitely benefit in giving yourself space between the relationships. But if you do happen to meet someone spectacular
that can help you grow as well,
don't shut it out and say, you know what, no, now I need to be single for the next 2 years. That's also a bit silly. And that is you self-sabotaging and maybe letting someone amazing go because you're like, oh, I'm afraid to open my heart.
Yeah.
Like, we got to see this.
And every journey is individual at the end of the day. And everyone's on that. Like, there are no rules. Like, I promised myself, I'm going to be single for a year. And my mum said to me, she was like, don't put that boundary on yourself.
Right.
Because I think I was just like,
you're protecting.
I need a year to just heal.
And maybe you do. And maybe it's your like inner intuition telling you, girl, take some space.
Yeah.
Instead of jumping
and all
into
my
the
friends
same
were like,
pattern.
Yeah.
Right? Like maybe you're someone who quickly gets infatuated by
Yes,
people,
I do.
Right? It's okay. It's important to be aware of your own patterns.
Yeah.
I'm the opposite. It's very hard for me. Like, I'm very skeptical. So I'm more on the avoidance side usually.
You're more like a cat.
Yes, the black cat.
I'm more like a dog.
The golden retriever.
I'm a golden
I
I'm
love
like,
this analogy.
Everything.
But I have been in a dynamic where I met someone who was more of a black cat and then my golden retriever came out, right?
Yeah.
So like I understand what it's like to be the anxious one now in a relationship.
I know anxious more than avoidant.
Yeah, an open heart. There's many different terms, but the goal is to be as self-possessed and as secure as you can be. And that is okay. It's a lifelong goal. We don't need to be there tomorrow. It's unrealistic.
Yeah.
But I think if that's the intention, you constantly, as you get triggered, because we all will, and before you respond, you always pause and you ask yourself, am I embodying right now someone secure, anxious, or avoidant?
Yeah.
And then you got to be radically honest with yourself.
Yeah, and be aware that maybe you are making a mistake. Maybe you are, I don't think anything's a mistake, but maybe you are acting in a way that maybe is not the most secure. But at least you're aware of it. Yeah.
And you own it.
Yeah.
Because by owning your own insecurities, you become more secure.
Okay. So like, for example, if you're going through a breakup and you are like, oh, I just want to drink.
Yeah.
I just want to drink this weekend. I just want to drink. Being aware of the reasons why you want to drink, I think is is so important. And
What is it
once
giving to you?
Once
Yeah.
I started realizing, okay, why am I drinking this evening? Like, what is the reason of why? What do I want to escape right now? I think once you are aware of that, I think it's you able to control it and again own it. Because sometimes I like to go out on the weekend and just get absolutely obliterated. But now I understand the reason why.
You're a human.
Yeah.
We're not meant to be perfect. And I think
Exactly.
especially as women, we've been conditioned.
Yeah.
Like there's layers of conditioning where we're like, have to look the best, do the, like be the
Yeah.
perfect partner. And it's like, it doesn't exist. Can we just allow ourselves to be human?
Yeah, and be messy
Right?
sometimes.
You're going to be messy. You're going to make quote unquote mistakes. I also don't believe in mistakes. I think everything is a learning curve. Right?
Yeah.
We're always learning, and it's normal to stumble and fall and then get up and try again and again until you get better at something. And I think with relationships, it's something we're going to work on our whole life.
Yeah, because everything is a reflection of the relationship that you have with yourself.
Absolutely.
And I've been seeing that in this last year. Yeah, so I guess the moral of the story is, from what I've taken from this, is embrace everything.
Yep.
Like, if you're going through a breakup right now and you're feeling kind of hopeless and you don't feel like you can see the other side, another thing is everything in life is temporary and this too shall pass. But also don't run away from the darkness, because by going to the darkness and embracing the darkness, you almost in a way embrace the light even more. Like I saw the darkness in the last year. I really felt it. I was like waking up in the middle of the night, like vomiting out of anxiety. I know. And
That's intense.
it was intense. But if I didn't have that, I would not be where I am today. And I would not be so extremely grateful for every single day that I have and all the blessings that are in my life. And it's, again, it's not perfect. Sometimes I get really overwhelmed and stressed, but just embrace everything.
And do you see how that's part of growing up? Right? You're there for yourself through those difficult moments. Right? When you're throwing up, when you're crying, you're holding yourself, right? This is part of becoming an adult.
Yeah, like self-soothing.
Because a lot of us, again, we're these kids, little kids in these relationships acting like 2-year-olds. Give me love. Give me this. Act like this.
Yeah.
This is not serious. No wonder so many people are in toxic relationships and they end up in breakups, right? So I think the more secure you are, can be a bit more challenging to find another partner who is just as secure as you are. But you know what? I always tell people,
I'm like, it's there.
yeah, of course. We live in
Exactly.
in a world of 8 billion people.
Yeah. And I think,
Full of abundance.
Exactly. We're full of abundance. And,
We just need one.
And my friend actually said this the other day. She was like, the dating scene in London is so shit. Like there's just all the men are just shit. And I said to her, I was like, stop talking like that. Change the narrative.
Yeah.
There are so many amazing men in London. So many guys who are super, super cool. Just go to a breathwork class or go to
But also, how many do you need, right? Like you just need one. Like we don't care about
That's
the volume.
true.
We just need, how do you align yourself with the right places, the right environment where it's more conducive for you to meet someone
Exactly.
who's aligned.
You're not going to meet someone like that in a nightclub at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Honey, it's not going to work. But maybe if you go to the gym or you work on yourself or you go to a run club or you go to a pottery class or something a bit more wholesome, maybe, you will find that secure person there. Because I don't think they're going to be in the depths of the mosh pit. Or maybe they are. Maybe they wanted to escape that night.
Anything is possible. Just
Exactly.
be open. I think ultimately we tend to not attract when we're subconsciously closed off.
Yeah.
And
I am open to love. I don't know
That's
about
it.
you, but I'm
open to receiving.
Yes.
The most divine, consistent, secure, but also passionate love. Because
Yes.
passion is also important.
Massively important.
I'm excited for you.
Exactly. Excited for you too.
So excited for all of us.
I know. And you as well listening, you're going to get that passionate love. Just live your life and embrace every day and take every moment and just enjoy the experience, because it's a roller coaster. So thank you so much for coming on.
for having me.
I loved this
I
talk.
love this too.
And if you did like this episode, please share it on your Instagram story, tag us, King of Hearts. And also if you want to follow Mimi on Instagram, Mimi Ikonn, Ikonn.
Yes.
Also Intelligent Change. They have amazing stuff if you want to actually help yourself in self-growth and you are going through a breakup and you're healing. I recommend The Life Designer. You have the best year journal. Create your own life and make your life the best that you can because it's in your power. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you, and we'll see you next week.
Maybe I'll come back to you. Maybe I won't.